What is up, Home Slice? David Murphy here, back for day
19!
Well, that was weird. Anyway, today I'm going to be reading a story I wrote as a kid, because I did that a lot as a kid. Here is my own weird version of A Christmas Carol. It's just called Mr. Scrooge, if you can see that. So what this was me trying to write a Christmas Carol, but just based on the knowledge I had of it. Because at the time, the only version I think I had seen was the Mickey Mouse one. In my opinion, the best one. Muppets is a close second. But it was at the age where I could watch a movie and follow the plot, but not really comprehend what was being said or what the setting was or anything. So it's just kind of based on what I thought the story was. I didn't even know at the time it was called A Christmas Carol, because it's just called Mr. Scrooge, because I also didn't know how to spell Ebenezer. You know, the Flintstones version's okay. Okay, slight tangent. How do they have Christmas BC? That makes zero sense. And Charles Dickens. How? So let's start this off. Our story begins. It opens on the office of Mr. Scrooge. So Mr. Scrooge, of course, will be played by legendary actor Christopher Plummer. And then Cratchit would be played by... let's go Michael J. Fox. Also, there was this weird thing that I did with the book where I added two characters who were constantly doing things in the background but were never mentioned. So in this version, Mr. Scrooge has a dog, and that dog has a fly. I don't know. Mr. Scrooge was rich. All he cared about was money. He didn't care about anything else, not even the poor. He worked with a man named Cratchit. Mr. Scrooge took pictures for the news, and Cratchit wrote the news. Nope, that's not what their job was. On Christmas Eve, Mr. Scrooge went home, and a shadow followed him. When Mr. Scrooge saw it, or sow it, as it says in the book, he ran in his room and locked the door. So the door's locked here and we just see the ghost trying to get through. It was Jacob Marley, his old partner. "You will be seen by 3 ghosts, said Jacob Marley. Why? You're not going to tell him anything else? Just, yeah, there's these 3 guys, they're going to come by. You can figure out the rest. When Mr. Scrooge was asleep, a ninja snuck in. It was round with bumps. The ninja went, "Ring!" "Ah!" screamed Mr. Scrooge. It was the ghost of Christmas past. So yeah, he was a clock with arms and legs, dressed up as a ninja for some reason. I don't know. "Let's go," said the ghost. "Okay," said Mr. Scrooge. "Whee!" said the ghost. That took multiple takes to read. The punctuation was terrible. So yeah, they go through a portal thing. So they travel back in time to a party somewhere. They were at the time Mr. Scrooge had a Christmas party with all his friends. "There's Sam, Max, Alex, Mike, Al, everyone," said Mr. Scrooge. So then the ghost starts taking him somewhere. Doesn't say that, but Mr. Scrooge just says, "Where are we going?" So I guess they're going. Then we see young Mr. Scrooge and a young woman. "My girlfriend," said Mr. Scrooge. "Will you marry me?" she said. "No," he said. "I like money." "What?" "You broke her heart," said the ghost. "Now where?" said Mr. Scrooge. And then I guess he's back in his bed. They kind of just glossed over that. The ghost was gone. Then Mr. Scrooge went to sleep. Another ghost came. "Ah!" Mr. Scrooge yelled. "I'm the ghost of Christmas present," said the ghost. Get it? Because he's literally a Christmas present? "Whee!" said the ghost. They were at the time Cratchit's family had dinner, and he had 3 kids. One with a bow, one had a t-shirt, and one had a cane. "What's wrong with that kind lad?" asked Mr. Scrooge. "You will see," said the ghost, as he starts to leave. "Tell me more," said Mr. Scrooge. "Don't go." So did he not go home? Seems like these transitions between ghosts are getting shorter. Probably because I was getting lazier. Then another ghost came. The ghost of Christmas future. So he's a robot. They were at a graveyard. The family was there. Cratchit's family, that is. The grave said, "R.I.P. Tiny Tim." "Who's going in this one?" said Mr. Scrooge. just completely glossing over the fact that he just found out one of his employees' kids died. Just glosses over, what was that one? It's a graveyard. Why would one gravestone be weird to you? Why are you that curious? The ghost lit a match, and it said, the gravestone said this, not the match, R.I.P. Scrooge. Then the ghost pushed him in. So Mr. Scrooge, the dog, and the fly are hanging on for dear life. Not really sure what the dog has to do with this and why the fly is falling, but I guess that's happening. Then Mr. Scrooge was in bed. It was all a dream. Or was it? So he went outside and gave money to the poor. Does it really seem like he learned his lesson? I think the only time he really saw what a bad person he was when he said this. I like money. It didn't really show that his actions was causing anything to go wrong. Like, Tiny Tim's death isn't really on his hands in this version, because we didn't really establish that they were poor. I don't know. Then Mr. Scrooge went to Cratchit's house and gave them money, food, and made Cratchit his partner. The end. Bravo. I mean, Charles who? I mean, that was obviously the best version of A Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens wrote the original in like a very short amount of time. I wrote that in like a couple, I don't know, minutes maybe? So, who's really on top here? So that was Mr. Scrooge. A very lazy and inaccurate version of A Christmas Carol, but, you know, what can you do? Well, write original content maybe, but it's fine. It's fine. I was a kid. He's dead. I'm pretty sure it's in the public domain, so I'm gonna be fine. So anyway, tune in tomorrow for day 20. And remember, be safe, be smart, and have fun. Peace out, Home Slice.